This is SSPTV News, brought to you by Samsung Productions and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
United States Congressman Lou Barletta talks with our Lisa Shugart about legislation aimed at reforming immigration policy. That's next. Hi everyone, and thanks for watching. I'm Ken Kara with a reminder for best results. Watch us in HD on Service Electric Cablevision Channel 513 and download the Samsung Productions app to take us with you on the go. Let's go to our headlines from SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker. You're invited to meet the candidates vying to be the next superintendent of the Hazleton Area School District. The final 5 candidates will field questions from the public. The special session will take place starting at 5 p.m. Thursday in the group conference room of the Hazleton Area Administration Building. Interested residents must register by calling the board's Assistant Secretary Jamie Schnee at 570-459-3111 extension 3106 or by emailing schneej@hasd.k12.org. Admission to the screening process will be limited to the first 25 people who register. 9 candidates applied for the job left vacant by the resignation of Dr. Craig Butler. The board has narrowed the search to 5 finalists. Prior to the public sessions on Thursday, the candidates will meet with several focus groups that will make recommendations to the board. Those groups include students, teachers, building administrators, and workers from the business and central offices. The Hazleton City Council meeting, originally scheduled for this evening, has been rescheduled for next Tuesday, August 15th at 6 p.m. At that time, Council will decide whether or not to approve a request by the mayor to use money from a pension fund to cover operational costs and meet payroll. Mayor Jeff Cassat is looking to temporarily transfer $1 million worth of earned income tax revenue. That money is reserved for pension obligations to the general fund. The money would help ensure that the city will continue to operate and meet payroll for the remainder of the year. If approved, the mayor would seek long-term financing to pay the pension fund back before the end of the year. You can read much more about the budget concerns in Sam Galski's article in today's Standard Speaker or at standardspeaker.com. American pickers are coming to Pennsylvania. The Schuylkill County Chamber of Commerce received word that Mike Wolfe and Frank Fritz from the popular television show on the History Channel plan to film episodes of the hit series throughout the region next month. The hit show will film in Pennsylvania this September, and the hosts are looking for people in the Schuylkill County area with unique antique collections and interesting stories behind them. To be considered, contact American Pickers at cineflex.com or leave a voicemail at 1-855-OLD-RUST or on Facebook search at Gotta Pick. They ask for your name, town, and state, your phone number, where your collection is located, and a description of your items. One church in our area is taking part in a global project designed to fight hunger. Volunteers will gather this Saturday from 9:30 a.m. until noon at St. John Bosco Church in Cunningham to package 10,000 meal packets for a program known as Rise Against Hunger. Joe Robbins is the co-chair for the local effort.
Rise Against Hunger is an attempt to feed people and also to educate them. The meals primarily go to children, and they are given educational material with that, and they take it home. So if they go to school, they're able to be fed and also to take food home for their family and get educational resources at the same time. The food will arrive from Philadelphia in a big truck. They set up all the tables that we need, and they give us the food, and we start packaging.
The church raised the $3,000 in donations to purchase the food. That food will be delivered to the church gym this Saturday, where volunteers are needed to package it. If you can help with the packaging, call Joe Robbins at 570-578-4773. Hazleton Public Transit, which operates bus service for the city of Hazleton and the surrounding townships and boroughs, has launched a brand new website that makes using public transportation easier. The new website features easy access to HPT's weekday and weekend bus schedules, as well as the Where's My Bus bus locator app. By using the app, riders can select a route and determine whether the bus is on time or delayed, and select stops along the route to receive up-to-the-minute information about the bus run. The new website features efficient access to schedules and maps for 14 regular bus routes. The new website was designed and developed by Precision Design of Hazleton, which designed websites for Can Do, the Greater Hazleton Chamber of Commerce, and several companies throughout the area. To view the website, visit ridehpt.com. Last week, the Reforming American Immigration for Strong Employment, or RAISE Act, was introduced by United States Senators Tom Cotton and David Perdue. Congressman Lou Barletta, who has argued for over a decade that fixing the broken immigration system will create greater economic opportunities for American workers and families, was in our studios last week. He reacted to the introduction of the RAISE Act.
The system that we had is completely outdated to what we need now. What we need now is to bring people into the country that can actually make America strong, that have skills for jobs. What this will do, it will raise the wages of the American worker rather than people coming in who will compete and work for less money. It's going to raise everybody's wages up because you're going to have a more skilled workforce, and that will be contributing more to America rather than what we're going. We allow almost 1 million people in a year legally, and it's not helpful when many of the people need to go on government programs. Then it is much better to bring people in who actually will help raise wages and will be paying more taxes. This was long overdue. Our legal immigration system needed to be fixed, and I'm very supportive of this bill.
What's your take on what we're going to do with North Korea?
Well, it's a very bad situation. There's no question the president was counting on China because China really has the most influence over North Korea. We're working with our allies, and obviously some of the tests that we're doing is to get prepared, because unfortunately, North Korea may need to be confronted with in ways. If our sanctions aren't working, we cannot allow them to be able to get a nuclear weapon that could be launched over here into the United States. So I know President Trump is doing everything that he can in trying to do this diplomatically through sanctions, through China. China needs to step up more. I don't believe they're doing enough to stop it.
Thank you, Lisa. And just yesterday, North Korea vowed to strike the U.S. with thousands-fold revenge. The response comes after the United Nations imposed new sanctions in response to a recent intercontinental ballistic missile launch made by North Korea. And you can hear more from the congressman on a new Sam Lassant show, available anytime via our app or at SSPTV.com. Well, later in sports, I'll give you a sneak peek at the season premiere of Out of Left Field as we check out the Harness Horse Youth Foundation camp at the Downs at Mohegan Sun Pocono. And up next, get the 411 on State Representative Gerald Mullery's Program 119. This is SSPTV News, your place for 24 hours of your hometown news and information.
This is SSPTV News, brought to you by Samsung Productions and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
I didn't catch a fish all last year, so this year I went back to basics. Remembering the first time my grandfather took me fishing when I was about 5 and my brother was about 3, I took the hint. We stood on a dock then at a pond, pressed a button on our little Zebco reels, and let the worm on the hook splash into the water until the red and white bobber stopped it from plummeting. When the fish pulled the bobber under, I pulled up the line, probably without reeling in, and swung the fish to the dock. They were sunfish, tiny by any standards, even measured against our little hands. But we caught lots of them, and it was exciting. Since then, I've always thought that if you take children fishing and they catch fish the first time, they'll be hooked on the sport, pun intended. When my brother and I were older, my grandfather showed us how to fillet the fish. We threw the fillets in the freezer until we had enough for supper. My grandmother then would dredge them in flour and salt and pepper and fry them in butter. Thinking back to those days, one morning recently after a rain, I dug in my yard and overturned rocks to find night crawlers, put the worms in a plastic cup, punched air holes in the lid, and set off for the lake. After a few casts, I got bites, but missed a few. When I reeled one in, I noticed why some of the others slipped the hook. They were too small. My first sunfish was all of 3 or 4 inches. The next wasn't much bigger. Then I went to a dock and, like 50 years ago, dropped the line. For the next hour or so, I pulled up a sunfish every few minutes. None of them could have been larger than 6 inches. I took photos of them, but returned them all to the water, so they're available if you want to try to catch them again. Take it from me, it's still fun.
Time now for weather on SSPTV News.
A mixture of dark and light clouds in downtown Hazleton this afternoon. Who will win out tonight? Here's our local forecast from the National Weather Service. The answer is none of them. It's going to be mostly clear with a low of 57 degrees. On Wednesday, a nice day. It's going to be sunny with a high of 77. Wednesday night, once again, mostly clear, low of 57 degrees. Thursday is sunny once again with a high in the upper 70s. Thursday night, 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy, low of 60 degrees. For our Friday, 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy, high in the mid-70s. Friday night, 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy. Our low is in the lower 60s. For Saturday, we're up to a 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy, high once again in the mid-70s. At night, 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms, once again mostly cloudy, low of 62 degrees.
Tonight's weather is brought to you by Valley High Food Drive-In, the area's oldest ice cream and fast food restaurant. Open daily 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. and Sundays and holidays 1 p.m. to 10 p.m. Stop by for our ice cream and yogurt, now featuring fat-free, no sugar-added soft frozen yogurt with flavors like vanilla, strawberry, and strawberries and cream. We also have burgers, hot dogs, fries, and much more. That's Valley High, Route 93 in West Hazleton, and like us on Facebook.
State Representative Jerry Mullery is back in our studios today talking about a brand new initiative which he recently launched. It's called the 119 Initiative. So you have 19 communities in your district and you represent the 119th Legislative District, which is pretty big the way it's scattered and laid out. So tell us about this new initiative and how you came to get it underway.
Sure. First, we got lucky with the name. Actually, when I told the folks in Harrisburg that it was called 119, one legislative district, 19 communities, and it corresponded with the 119th district, they actually checked the map to make sure I wasn't lying to them. Essentially, from day one, I was first elected 7 years ago, we always had in-district constituent service. So we've always been at senior centers or municipal buildings, bringing our services to the people. We wanted to step that up a notch, and in launching 119, we think we have. We are going to be spending at least one day in each of our 19 communities meeting with business leaders, government leaders, civic leaders, hosting constituent outreach in an effort to get the people we represent, the businesses we represent, the communities we represent, more access to us. From day one, access has been a priority for us. We think this helps. It's just a more aggressive form of a constituent outreach for us.
Now, you recently kicked it off in Whitehaven. You had an excellent turnout. Where are you heading next?
I think next we're either going to go to Wright Township. They were the first to call. They said, listen, how do we become a part of this? Can we be next on your list? Or we're going to go over to the west side, Plymouth or Larksville, because we've had some interest from them as well. What I just want to let everybody know is we're going to hit them all. I mean, that's the purpose of this. We want to make certain that we come out, meet with you in your backyard, hear your stories, your concerns, your questions, what you think I or the state legislature can be doing better. That's what this is all about. But we're going to hit every community for sure.
So that's one initiative, but you have another one being planned, which is quite interesting, to get the youth involved.
That's right. We're looking for children grades 9 through 12 in the school district we represent, which there are 9 by my count. We have Wyoming Valley West, Nanticoke, Hanover, Crestwood, Hazleton, Wilkes-Barre, and Westside Votech, MMI, and we have a lot of students at Holy Redeemer. I'm going to be sending a letter to the administrators at those schools asking them to nominate 2 or 3 ambassadors who will meet with me maybe 4 times a year. Give them a voice. Have them tell me what's important to them. What are the issues facing them, their generation, their fellow students in their high schools, so that I can take their concerns, the things that are important to them, back down to Harrisburg with me, share it with my colleagues, and say, listen, we have an entire generation here that's going to be the future of Pennsylvania, the future of northeastern Pennsylvania. We need to listen to see what they have to say.
Sounds like a great idea. Come back and tell us about it when it's officially launched.
Can't
Your district is huge, and it's kind of split up a little bit. You have portions of Hazel Township, you have all of West Hazelton, you have Freeland, Whitehaven, but you opened up a new office not too long ago in Freeland, so you want to make sure people know they can go there if they have questions and concerns.
Absolutely. We are located right on Center Street in Freeland, which is the main street in Freeland. 407 Center Street, I believe, is our address. We are there every day from 8 until 4:30. You don't need an appointment. You can stop in. The telephone number is 570-636-3500. You don't have to come down to Nanticoke to see me. We'll set up an appointment for you there if you wanted to meet with me, but I do have staff there all the time, and we're here to serve.
All right, great things happening. Please come back often. Keep us up to date on what's transpiring. We'll get it out to our viewers.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure.
Our pleasure, State Representative Jerry Mullery.
Meanwhile, Representative Mullery will be the guest at the Greater Hazelton Chamber of Commerce Red Carpet Breakfast scheduled for Thursday, August 24th. For more information and to register, go to hazeltonchamber.org or you can call 570-455-1509. Well, maybe 119 is the pick 3 number today in the Pennsylvania Lottery. Let's see. Pick 2, 35, pick 3. No, it's not. 751, pick 4, 5492, pick 5, 44417, and your wild number is 5. In sports, a special preview of Out of Left Field Season 4. We're going to the Harness Horse Youth Foundation Camp after the break.
Time now for sports on SSPTV News.
We have a solar eclipse coming up on August 21st. High school football season kicks off on August 25th, and then on September 4th, we launch a brand new season of Out of Left Field here on SSPTV. How exciting! Here's a preview of one of the stories you'll see on the show as we visit the Harness Horse Youth Foundation Camp at the Downs at Mohegan Sun Pocono. The Downs at Mohegan Sun Pocono has some big-time racing and big-time purses, and you'll feel the excitement if you stop by on a race night. However, if you visit the stables, there's a bit of a different vibe. Joe Antonelli is a trainer who came to the Downs in 1990.
I mean, I don't have as many as I used to, but I had a fairly large stable when I first came here, and the track has definitely grown and improved over those years. I mean, Pocono Downs is really it's a special place because not only is it a place where we race top horses, it still has a grassroots feel, you know, that I like.
Ellen Taylor is the executive director of the Harness Horse Youth Foundation.
The ambiance at Pocono does have a family background, but that's true with all racetracks, really. There's a core group that, hey, I knew your grandfather or your cousin or your wife by your fifth marriage. We are a big family, and the more that we can include new members to that family, the better off we'll be.
Those roots run deep at the Harness Horse Youth Foundation Camp held at the Downs. It's a fun and educational week for the kids, and for the trainers, drivers, and instructors, it's a reminder of how and why they fell in love with the sport of harness racing in the first place.
I'm fourth generation in the business.
Okay.
So my great-grandfather had horses, my grandfather and my father.
All right.
And my mother was one of the first licensed drivers in the country. So I really hardly know anything else but harness racing.
Why is it so special to your family?
Love of the horse, and that's what at least I bring to the Harness Horse Youth Foundation is, yes, I love kids, and yes, I love horses, so why not combine the two?
These kids have a week to learn all they can about the sport of harness racing before they get their chance to drive in an exhibition race at the Downs at Mohegan Sun Pocono. But that doesn't mean they spend all of their time with the driving lines in their hands.
Each day is one word. First day is safety, obviously, basic horsemanship, good care. The second day is equipment, because harness horses wear a variety of equipment, and it's oftentimes Greek to most people. So we try to cover that. The third day is care, and we kind of talk about whether you feel good when you brush your hair and teeth every day. Well, how does a horse feel if you don't brush it off or if you don't take care of its feet and legs? The fourth day, is driving, because that's the day we get to gate school and practice behind the gate. And the fifth day is success, because you can have monetary success, but that's not what we're in it for. We're in it for a sense of satisfaction. So each day we build on those topics. Every activity is somehow related, although it may be subtle. For instance, on the day of care, we hang a sheet with an outline of a horse and we learn about anatomy.
Now you can watch the full story on Harness Horse Youth Foundation's camp September 4th on the season 4 premiere of Out of Left Field. Hazelton Day is coming to Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia this month. Be a part of this celebration as Hazelton's own Joe Madden and the Chicago Cubs visit the Philadelphia Phillies on August 27th for a 1:35 game. A bunch of groups are using this event as a fundraiser, so if you Google search it or just ask around or look on Facebook, I'm sure you could find out who's doing this and support a good cause. But if you are a little lost, you can call the number on your screen for more information. So you can welcome the World Series champs to the Keystone State and bring a big part of the love from NEPA to the city of brotherly love. It's a day where cold pizza and cheesesteaks meet in perfect harmony. Well, let's see how those Cubs did last night on our SSPTV standard speaker scoreboard. Jake Arrieta won his 11th game, and the top 3 batters in the Cubs order went 7 for 14 in their win over the Giants. Anthony Rizzo is the number 3 hitter, and he drove in his 71st run of the season. So Madden's team is now 1.5 games up in the NL Central over the Milwaukee Brewers. The Rail Riders, they shut out Gwinnett, and they lead the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs by 6.5 in the International League North standings. And that's sports for Tuesday.
Good evening, everyone. Here's today's talk of the town. The Hazelton FOP Lodge number 18 will have a Ladies' Night Designer Bingo Extravaganza on Friday, August 25th at the Freeland Event Center. Doors open at 5 p.m. Tickets are $30 in advance and $35 at the door. Email Brett Green at bgreen@hazeltoncity.org for more information. There will be a Rise Against Hunger event at the St. John Bosco's Church. This event will be on August 12th from 9:30 a.m. to noon, located in the gym. There will be 10,000 meals packed and volunteers are needed. To volunteer, call Joe Robbins at 570-578-4773. And that's today's Talk of the Town. SSPTV News would like to send our sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Lowell Robert Koch of Lewistown Valley. Services will be Wednesday at 11 a.m. at the Zion Church in Lewistown. Friends may call today from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Zileman Gula Funeral Home. Michael E. Provanzo of McAdoo. The Joseph A. Moran Funeral Home will announce the arrangements. Muriel Joe Scalise of Weatherly. Margaret Surek of Manville, New Jersey. A celebration of life will be held on Thursday from 3 to 6 p.m. at the Bon Jovi Funeral Home in Raritan, New Jersey. And Teresa Jean Williams of Hazelton. Funeral is Thursday at 11 a.m. at the Hazel Chapel of the Crofton Hughes Funeral Home. Friends may call Thursday from 10 to 11 a.m. at the funeral home. Attention pay-per-view subscribers, if you see your name now on SSPTV News, you'll have 13 minutes to call in and win a free movie from Service Electric Cablevision. Today's winner is Patrick Ryan of Delano. Call now at 570-455-7267, extension 104, for your free movie.
So many chances to celebrate Hazelton this month. There's the actual Celebrate Hazelton event this past weekend. Then Hazelton Nights coming up at PNC Field with the Rail Riders on August 17th. And then Hazelton Day at Citizens Bank Ballpark later this month. Take advantage of it all and take advantage of more SSPTV news tomorrow. See you then. Take it easy, everyone.
Watch us online anytime at ssptv.com and follow us on Facebook and Twitter.